All right, hey everybody. Hello, hello. Happy Money Making Monday. I hope that you're having a really great day, a really great start to your week. Look, we're gonna go ahead and get started because it has definitely been um, a different start to this day. With this weather, I will say that this weather has been on another one. But anyway, so let's get to it. Excuse me, y'all. Let's get to it. Before we get into the disclaimer that you're going to see on the screen, y'all, do me a favor, especially for those of you on YouTube, like the video, give the thumbs up, okay? Thumbs up, and then you can heart and all that good stuff. But give the thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so yet, and also press that notification bell so that you know when I am live. Because if you haven't picked up on it yet, Mondays, Money Making Mondays. We are going live to look at the markets together at noon. That's Central Standard Time. That's 1 p.m. Eastern. And then, of course, for my West Coast people, that's 10 a.m. So I got to say, you may be at work. If you're watching a replay, you may be leaving work. Whatever it is, first of all, I ask that you do watch this. Be safe when you're watching this. Take notes if you can. And then also apply. There's nothing like the application of something you learned to help you to get where you want to be. Okay. So disclaimer, let's get into the disclaimer, y'all. Remember that trading and investing in any market can contain substantial risk and is not suited for every individual. Every trader, investor learns and performs differently, thus the results will not all be the same. Keep in mind that there is a potential for you as an investor or a trader to lose all of your initial your initial investment due to numerous factors. Okay, there are plenty of things that apply in this case, but I will tell you that I always suggest every person that engages in any market, doesn't matter if it's forex, crypto, stocks. You could be in real estate, you can be in precious metals, you could be in commodities like you in the oil game. It doesn't matter, y'all. Please only invest money into said market that you can afford to lose. I'm asking you all to be very mindful and cautious of how you put your money into these markets. And the reason I say what I say in the disclaimer is because I have heard people sit here and say, oh man, I put my entire retirement into this thing and it collapsed. That's not wise, okay? So we don't want you sitting here losing out on your livelihood, jeopardizing your financial situation. Like seriously, I don't want you going becoming homeless because you put all your money into the financial market, specifically trading forex, learning to trade forex, and then you don't have any more money left over. Y'all do the free stuff while you can, to build up your skills and whatnot, and then use whatever disposable income you have to invest in any market. Okay, I'm only sharing information to you all from for educational purposes. All right, the expectation is that you do your own research with everything I share, because I am not a financial advisor, nor am I a licensed trader. Y'all, I don't work with or for the CFTC here in the United States. I do what I do based off of what has worked for me, the things that I was taught, and also I share things that have not worked for me in hopes to help you all avoid some of those same pitfalls. Okay. So keep in mind that all traders and investors that utilize any of the strategies discussed on this channel, services and products shown on this channel will do so at their own risk. Why? Because I always tell you research. Okay. Keep in mind also that past profits do not guarantee future results. So there may be months where you'll see that we are over 90% win rate. There are going to be months where we're like 78, 79%. But again, those results are not common for every single person. It depends on our experience, how we learn, and how we execute what we learn. Okay. So just keeping that in mind, that is your disclaimer. Please move accordingly. Okay. So last week results, I'm going to talk about it real quick, and then I'm going to show you guys on the screen. Okay. So number one, gold. Gold did what I anticipated, to be honest. I anticipated gold going up. It's just, again, I didn't have any data to tell me where it was going to go up to. Okay, so all I could do is just say, hey, keep in mind that we're at an all-time high right now. If price does clear it, you may want to use a trailing stop loss. Okay, so gold did go up over 500 pips before it came tumbling back down. All right, USDJPY, from the area that we were looking for the break and close, it closed above that area and it went up to our second take profit point that was 75 pips. Okay, in a buy. And as for SPX 500, so here's the deal, and I'm gonna talk. I feel like I messed that one up. With where I had the break and close mark that. I was thinking of something else when I should have been looking at that previous week. But nonetheless, SPX 500 has gone up a significant amount, so I adjusted my area, and y'all are gonna see it here in a second. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go to that one first. Let me share my screen. I don't went to the thing thinking I done shared my screen, and I did not. So let me go to that real quick, and then you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. Why I should have put my area at first. And y'all listen, none of us are perfect. We're all gonna make mistakes as we trade and everything. You know, like that's just what it is, okay? So this is what I'm talking about. So this is how, I don't know if y'all remember, but last week I had the break and close here at that month, right? As you can see, I still have the arrow showing that. So I went back and I looked at it the other day, and then I looked at it again today, and I was like, man, like I wouldn't have known this was gonna happen. Like price actually came back where we were looking at it. Price actually came back to this area and then finally broke and went to the upside. So even if I didn't use this as a breaking close, I should have used this previous week high as a breaking close to let me know if the momentum is really there for the buy. You know what I'm saying? Like we're still gonna see the push to the upside, or is it gonna pull back and then go into a massive sell-off? Like what's gonna happen? So just looking at this on the 1 hour, if I look at higher time frames, we'll probably get a better picture. But just on the 1 hour, this EMA it has a very large gap here. So if it does pull back and then comes back up here, then and it closes above here, yeah, we can definitely see it continuing for the buy, and that means the S&P 500 is picking back up its steam, and it has the potential to do what it's been doing on average, which is closing over 10% in profit annually. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's 12%, so on and so forth. So for my traders out there, if I were you right now, this is the area that I would be looking at. That I don't know if this is this previous week or the week prior. Let me see real quick. So yeah, so this is the other week. So even the previous week, we've already broke above that. So yeah. So again, I would just be mindful. You know what I'm saying? At this point, this is the old week high, so you can change the color so that way you can know. Okay, this is the previous week, and then I know what last week's high and low was, which is going to be lower than that. But I want to keep an eye on this area because if price breaks and close above here, then yes, we could definitely see our continuation for the buy. Okay, so I'm gonna adjust this today. I already know I am. All right, gold did what I anticipated, which was the buy. I honestly expected it to continue to go up in all honesty, but I feel like, but because of some of the news that has come out, some of the investors are like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like they're feeling a bit better. They're not in like full out panic mode or confused. So that's more than likely why gold did go ahead and you started to see a bit of a sale occur after that previous all-time high on last Wednesday, right? So Wednesday, I want to say it was Wednesday was um not unemployment. It was something else. Or maybe it was unemployment. Well, there was one of them on Wednesday that when that came out, like it was a big spike. And then I want to say, I can't remember if it was unemployment, where the numbers were, pretty much on average the same, so it wasn't that big of a deal. So that's when gold started to drop a bit in price, and then we just continued to see the sale happen. So this is telling me that investors are feeling a bit more confident, right, in the way ahead. Meaning, like, the tariffs don't scare them as much because they're pretty much like, hey, price, interest rates. That's what it was, interest rates. So when Jerome Powell announced that they weren't going to lower the interest rate nor increase it, it's just going to stay the same. That's when buyers in the market started to buy a bit more. But then the unemployment numbers, when they were pretty much even, now that's telling the investors like, okay, the market is all right. We're not, in full out panic mode. We're not in full out recession, right? So I could chill out, and that's why you saw this sale happen. Okay. So that was gold, and then USDJPY, that one hit two of them last week, two of our profit areas last week, and then it just went past the other one. So this is last week. So price did push down a bit, but then it went into the buy. Okay, and it did break and close above our area. This is what I'm talking about, and then it went up to here, that which was 75 pips. Okay. But as you can see, now it's gone past that, and it's in a supply zone that we had marked. So yeah, so those were the three that we had marked up last week. So now I'm going to pull this back up for you guys. So that just gives you an idea. That's the reason why for SPS 500, what I just showed you guys, that's the reason why I didn't count it as a win or a loss, because the areas that I had marked, it hadn't even hit those yet. So we're still kind of waiting. But as of right now, for the month of March, because last week was the first week of marking up the charts and everything, March is pretty low. It's 2-0, which is good still nonetheless, but we're waiting on SPX 500 to make a decision on what it's going to do. Okay. So that's it on that. And then also some Forex news. So I want you all to make sure you don't have to use the news outlet that I use, but I use Forex Factor because, again, it's very user friendly for me. The color coding of the folders immediately tell me, hey, if I see red, what country currency is that, and then also what's the time? Because that means if I'm looking to trade Australian dollar tomorrow, right? Well, I know tomorrow evening, 7:30 Central Standard Time, right? Because this is Central Standard Time. I know Central Standard Time that there is high impact news, and I either need to, not enter a trade at the time until everything has settled, or listen, I need to move my stop into profit, or if I'm like, hey, I'm way in profit, I just exit out the trade. Okay, whatever it may be. And that's only if I'm trading something that's paired with the Australian dollar. All right, orange folders are the same thing for me. They're medium impact because of my experience of what I have personally experienced entering the trade either before this or like right after. It just doesn't work out for me. So if in this case tomorrow at 9 a.m., if I'm not already in the trade and already in profit, I'm not going to be entering a trade for anything paired with the US dollar at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Okay. If you're in something already during London session, like let's say you get into something with pair with your like Euro JPY, you get into that Tokyo Sydney session, whatever. Well, at 4 a.m. Central Standard Time, there is some medium impact news. So again, you may want to move your stop into profit. If it's already in profit, exit out the trade. If you're like, you know what, I don't even want to waste any time, let me just go ahead and exit out the trade. Or don't think about entering the trade, okay, until after this has happened. Again, it's up to you. Everybody trades differently, but I know what has happened to me, and I'm just like, I'm over it. In the past, I'm like, I'm over it. Like I said, shared with you guys earlier, gold did hit a new all-time high, and then it just came tumbling down. All right. It surpassed all of the previous all-time highs of 2025 that began Monday morning, and then it ended Wednesday evening. Okay, and so we saw a drop at almost 2% in price by Friday. Okay. So yeah, so that was pretty big for gold, but now gold is just doing this thing and hovering and whatnot. All right. So that is the forex news. Now let's go into the biggest movers of last week. Last week we saw Bitcoin prices did increase almost 5,000 pips from Sunday evening to Wednesday evening. And in all honesty, like Bitcoin has also hit other areas too that I had designated for profit. It even surpassed that. So it pulled back down, then it got some really strong momentum and went back into a buy and hit my third profit area. Right. GBP JPY, the prices for that also rose, right? They went up 261 pips last week in the market. Again, this is the second week in a row where GBP JPY has made the list and USDJPY didn't. Okay, so I'm like, all right, then I see you, GBP JPY trying to show out, you know. So let's go to what's this? I was changing the music, my bad, y'all. US 30. So US 30 went up almost 2,000 pips last week. That's after the constant push down, the constant sell off that's been occurring in the stock market. So US 30 is starting to do a bit of rebound, and thank God, because I was like, I'm an investor too, so I'm looking at my portfolio like my stock portfolio like, oh man. So when I saw like SPX 500 rising, I was like, oh, thank you, God. Yep, let's go. Let's get back in there. You know what I'm saying? So that means, and I ended up looking at my portfolio. I was like, Green Day again. All right, Green Day again. Anyway, so for my stock folks, y'all know how I feel, right? Some of you may know how I feel anyway. All right, so those were the biggest movers of last week. So let's get back into the charts. If this is helping you, if this has helped you at all, go right now and share, because we're about to start doing the live markup. Okay, so go ahead and share with anyone you know that is interested in trading, just started out trading, and they're like, oh my gosh, like I have an idea of what to do, but I'm not 100%, right? So go ahead and share with them right now. Hit that subscribe button as well as press that notification bell if you have not done so yet. All right, so this is the old markup for USDJPY. Like I said, everything has hit, so I'm going to go ahead and delete these old profit points because we're more than likely going to create new ones. Okay. And there's probably going to be new areas for us to look at, so on and so forth. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and delete that. Oh, hold on. Let me delete these arrows and lines and stuff too. Get those off of here so that way when I go to do this markup, it's easier. It's not a whole bunch of stuff on my chart. I am going to leave the supply zone because the price is there right now. So I want to leave it there for sure. Mm, 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 mm. All right. So for those who are new, I'm going to break this down again. So I do something called top down analysis. So I go to higher time frames, being that I trade on the 1 hour. I go to higher time frames to see if the market is showing me something different than the lower time frame. Plus, I also look on here because I want to have an idea of where the market might return to. Okay. It's not to say that the market will go here, but it may touch this area. It may pierce through this area. It may close on this area, or it may open on this area. So I have my previous week high. This is the current week, and this is the previous week. So I have my previous week high and my previous week low. Done. I know there's going to be some person that's going to ask the owner, why don't you do the close, the open and the close of the previous week? The reason why I don't do that is because what I have noticed, just from me marking up my charts, what I have noticed is that it doesn't give me that better picture of where price could return to, because price doesn't always go to where it's open and closed at. It may go into that area where it touched before, but it didn't quite close or open there. Okay. So that's just me. Everybody's different. You do what works for you. And what has worked for you. Keep doing what works for you, okay? But this works for me. So now I'm doing a previous day. Same thing, previous day high, previous day low, okay? So I see the previous day low is almost the same as the month. That's very close, but I made it bigger so that way I can get it on here. It's super close though, but it's not quite, oops, it's not quite there. All right. So now I have the previous day high and I have the previous day low marked and identified. So let's go back one more time. So I marked the high and the low of the week, right? So the candlesticks are below, right now are below the EMA, 50 EMA that I use, right? So what I'm going to be anticipating is that price may come up here and then push back down and continue to sell, okay? Or it may not. It may stay in this supply zone here and create a lower high because this is a lower high here, right? Boom. So it may close in here and then push back down, okay? Because it's a supply zone. So that's what we may see. But the week is showing sell, even though it's a slight reversal. Same thing with the day. It has a bit of a reversal. So if price does come up here, then yeah, we got to buy, okay, for USDJPY. Not even going to front because this is a lower high here, okay? So yeah. So now I'm going to go to the 4 hour and see if I need to adjust how I have my fib set up. So I know I did the fib from here down, I want to say. Let me double check and make sure that's what I did. Yep, that's what I did. Okay, so that's why I got what I got here. Bam. So that's why I got the supply zone here. Golden zone here. Price did play in here, push back down. But guess what? It came out of that thing. It came out of there. Bust through. So now I'm going to do a buy. And I can remove this because now we know this is gone. Price is clear through that. So now I'm going to do the buy. That's the low. This the high. Looks like price is attempting to pull back or sell just in general. I don't know why this is. There you go. Okay. And then I'm doing the same thing. The bottom down here is going to be my demand zone. And that's only if price does sell off, right? That's only if price does sell off. Again, you don't have to do all of this if you don't want to. If you're like, Leon, there's too many lines and I don't want all these lines, that's fine. Don't do it. Okay? Or you can make it different so that way it's not as confusing to you. Right? So now let's do the golden zone, which is this 50%, 61.8. Because again, now that I know where price has the potential to sell, well, where does it have the potential to go back into a buy at? Right? So this is actually almost in the same area as where this matter of fact, let me do this. Almost in the same areas where this sale happened. The buy portion is a little bit lower, but the sale was up in here, right? The buy is down here. So let's just say, I just want to give y'all a quick rundown real fast, right? So let's just say price pulls down and it closes below this day high here, or wait, the day low in the yeah, this is day high, my bad. Day high here. Well, if it comes down and hits this day low slash previous month high, then we could see price push up. Okay, that's the point of this. If price clears here, then you could probably see price continue to come down here and then push up. Okay, then we can see the push back up. Okay, either or, whatever. Or it could just come in here, consolidate, and then decide to push up or push down, whichever one. All right, so let me delete all this out the way. All right, there we go. So now let's go to the 1 hour. Oh, let me delete this. So now I have my buy, golden zone. I have my demand zone just in case. And I also see that price is hovering in my supply zone right now. Okay, supply zone meaning that there's a massive supply of something and you could potentially see a sell off. So if I wanted to, I could be like, well, let me see what the RSI is saying, right? For my people who use the RSI, Relative Strength Index, here we go. What is the RSI showing us? So if I want to change this, where's the button to change? So if I say I'm trying to get it thicker. Here we go. Okay. So let's say it's over the if it's not over the 70 right now. Okay. But if it's over the 70 or hovering in the 70, then we can say that it's over what about. What if I change it to 80 or 80 and 20? Let's see what it looks like then. Uh-oh. Am I not doing it right? I'm gonna just change this to white, just so that way it's easy for me to see. Okay, so either way it go, right now it's still not overbought. So if you use 70, if you use 80, it's still not overbought. Now if you use 60, then it would be technically considered overbought. Okay, but most people use 70 or 80 in that area, and then some people use 30 or 20 as their over sold areas, right? So if you were to use 60, then that means yes, you're in overbought territory. But if you use 70 or higher, then no, you're not in overbought territory. But there is a potential for it to get there, only if we pick up more buying momentum. Okay, then we could start seeing overbought. All right. So let me remove this now because I don't really use it like that. All right, cool. So now let's go down to the 1 hour and we're going to identify areas for potential profit, areas where we want to consider entering a trade. All right, so we're going to do the sale first. So I personally, let me remove this off of here. If price clears this supply zone and um, week as well as this day, then you could be prepared for a sale. Okay, the only reason why I won't say just a week because this EMA is still look like even if it did clear this, the candlesticks may still be above the EMA. So we need to see three things. One, the direction, of course. It needs to break and close whatever area we're talking about. That's number one. Number two, we need to see that it's either above or below the candles, above or below the EMA. So if we're looking for a sell, candlesticks need to be underneath this EMA. If we're looking for a buy, then candlesticks need to be above it. Okay. So that's the second thing. And then the third thing, we need to have a confirmation for that move. I trade candlestick patterns, so any candlestick pattern I see, if I'm looking for a sale, it needs to be a bullish. It needs to be a bearish candlestick pattern that confirms. If I'm looking for a buy in this case, it needs to be a buy candlestick pattern that confirms above the area that I'm looking for. So, like in this case, this is going to be my break and close, right, for a buy. Why? Because it's the supply zone. There's nothing higher than this. So if it break and close above here, then yeah, I could definitely see buy happening, right? But it has to close above here. So that means my confirmation for my bullish candlestick pattern will have to close above the top of this supply zone, right? If I'm saying, hey, I'm looking for a break and close below this previous day high here, below for sale, right? Then that means I need to see price come down here close below here. If you're conservative, you're looking for retracement back to up in this area and then the push down. Okay. So in my case, I'll be looking for price to pull back up, and then that new bearish candlestick pattern has to close below this previous day high here. Then I could take it to the downside, okay, in a sale. If I'm looking for the buy, I need to see price come up here, close above here. For my conservative people, you're looking for a retracement and then your bullish confirmation to go to the upside. If you're aggressive, you're looking just for a break and close above. If you're aggressive, you're just looking for a break and close below. That's it. That's all. Conservative, we want break, close, retest. Break, close, retest. Okay? So now y'all know the difference. Aggressive is just break and close. Conservatives, break, close, retest. Okay? Hopefully everybody got that. All right. So now we're going to move on to identifying the profit points. So like with USDJPY, let's look at this. Let's see how many pips this is from the previous day high to the previous day low first. That's 111 pips. That is not going to work for USDJPY. I already see the area right here. Let's see how many pips this may be. Let's see. Boom. Because I already know that's not going to work. 100 pips, not in the day. Not for USDJPY, I should say. That's 45. Okay, that's doable. And then from here to here is about 50 or so, 56 at the top of this. So price could, I ain't even gonna front, I ain't gonna hold you. Price could come here and slow down. So it could come here, slow down, and then go finish up, or it could come here and then bust back up completely. USDJPY has been doing that to me a lot lately. So like using those trailing stop losses for me is key. I know I usually am real big at that with gold, but oh my gosh, I don't know if it's just this season with a new year, new president and everything, everything going on with Japan too at the same time. USDJPY just been kind of. I've been having to use the trailing stop loss with this. This thing with playing games with me. So yeah, so you could either see this one and then it just goes straight through, or it could hit here, and then push back up to the upside. So we're gonna do both of these, take profit 1 for sale, and then take profit 2 for sale. And again, you can pick either the month or the day low as your third profit point. Whichever one. So I'm just gonna click on it, and then whichever one it is, that's what it's gonna be. CP3 for sale. Okay, and if you want to, you can use the bottom of this golden zone as your full take profit point. Okay, so now I'm gonna look for potential areas for USDJPY to go to, and this is the first one I see, but I need to see how many pips from here to here. Okay, so that's 47, so that's good. All right. And if you're wondering, like, why are you saying that's good for that? So scalpers probably won't even be looking for like 40 anything, to be honest. You talking 10, 20 pips, you in and out. Like you want to be in and out real quick. But as a day trader, right, we're talking 30 pips or more is more so for us. We can do what we need to do. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you have a bigger account balance and you're able to put more into the market because you're able to risk a bit more than another person. But yeah, 40 pips is going to be a good one for you. Okay. So let me see if I can find another one. And then for my people who swing trade, something that I've been practicing because my schedule has been busy to say the least. Swing trades, you definitely need to know the pairs though. Oh, oops. You need to know the pairs. Because something that I've realized, there are certain things that I could hold for a long time. Like, of course, Bitcoin, I could hold that for a long time. I can even hold gold. But USDJPY it's been a challenge for me with that one. As far as swing trading, day trading is much better. Just do my trailing stop, and then I'm good to go. Okay. So let's do this. So now I have this, and you can take a screenshot. So price needs to break and close above this supply zone here in order for us to be able to take potential profit, okay? And then if it were not to clear here and start to sell off, I got it. I have the week here. But me personally, because this is here and this is here, this is kind of close. And I want to see real deal sell momentum with USDJPY. I know somebody's like, but Leona, how many pips is it between these two? Okay, let's look and see. I mean, yeah, it's 46. I'm thinking now, like, because it is a bit of an imbalance here, too. Now that I'm looking at it, y'all see this imbalance, this impulsive? I'm changing this. This is going to be take profit one. Get it on the floor. Get it on the floor. I just noticed that the imbalance, too. Break and close. Oh, close below. That's what I need to do. There we go. Get it on the floor. Get it on the floor. I want to, can y'all hear the music when it's playing? Because I have it playing on my computer, but I don't know if y'all can hear it. I know YouTube be tripping sometimes, like you can't use certain stuff. Okay, there, I fixed it. So we have 1 through 4 now. Okay. Because this is an imbalance right here. I don't want to put another box or something to confuse. I'm just gonna show you and then I'm gonna delete it. Okay. So this is where the imbalance starts, and it looks like it ends right there. Yep. So this is a slight imbalance right here. So price could come here and then push back up, okay? Or it'll just come all the way to this previous day high, okay? And that's only if we have a sale. Only if we have a sale. If US dollar is super strong, right? And it maintains its strength, more so than the yen, then yes, we can see USDJPY continue to push up. If the US dollar loses its strength and the yen picks up strength, especially when the market opens back up in Japan, right? Then guess what? We could see that sale happen. Okay. So that's the reason why I do both buys and sell, y'all, because we don't know which way the market is going to go, because none of us are God. Okay. All we can do is just go off of what the market is showing us. And right now it's telling us we have buying momentum. But can it keep that up when Tokyo session opens? We'll see. All right. Okay. So that's that. And now we're going to do gold. We have USDJPY done. All right. So, like I showed you guys, we hit this all-time high. So more than likely, that's going to be our previous week high. So let me delete this. Yep. That's our previous week high. So I'm going to change the color. And I'm going to lock it. And this is the old all-time high. Bounce. Sweet. Let's get it on. Okay, there we go. I have to make this a bit wider so I can see it. Bam. All right, and then we're gonna go up here. Okay, so I'm gonna delete all this because this is all. This is for the buy. Price is way up there. Okay. So the week is showing us buy. Okay. day is showing us it's been buying, but we have a bit of a pullback. Okay. And the day is showing us a bit of an impulsive move to the upside as well. So it looks like I think that one cleared it. This one cleared it right here. So that's done for. So the next one is here. Okay, next imbalance I should say is here. All right, so previous day high and previous day low here. This previous day high right here. And then we're going to do previous day low here. He will come in here and start making all that noise. It's been quiet before he came in here. Okay, so let me get that out of the way. There we go. So now we have our day high, previous day high. This is the previous day. This is current day. Okay, so market is selling. Again, we'll go. And even looking at this as a person that trades candlestick patterns, this is telling me that we have a bearish candlestick pattern that is now that has already confirmed because we have a bearish harami. Bigger body candle followed by a smaller body red candle, and then it's confirmed by a bigger body red candle, and it closes below the low of this one. So this is telling me that gold, according to the day, is definitely in selling territory. All right. Let me delete this too. So I have my day high and low marked and identified, even though the day is showing me buy, we could see massive pullback. Okay. And then price could go back into the buy. Gold could go back into the buy. Uh-oh. All right, so let's do this. I think I did from down here, I believe, to up here. No, I did not. Where did I do it from? Mr. Random, I'm gonna bite you. So this is interesting. The imbalance and the golden zone overlap. So, oh, that's the wrong thing. There you go, 60. So this is the imbalance here, and then this is the golden zone. They're both in the same area. So gold could potentially, if not clear the entire, actually it probably could clear the entire imbalance from earlier this month. Okay. Well, from last week, I should say, right? That was last week, 13? No. So that was almost 2 weeks ago. Okay. So yeah, so price could come down here. Just looking at this on a 4 hour, I'm going to show you real quick. You can see what I'm talking about. So on the day we saw, we had 3 sell candles back to back, right? One small one, almost like a doji candle, right? Then we had a bigger body one, and then we had another bigger body one that was closing. Okay, before this day is over, we'll see if it closes in a sale. So that tells us seller momentum is there, but the sale could come down here, either in here and hit this previous month high, right, and then push back up. That would be ideal for me because then I'd be like, bam, I can get back in for the buy because that's what I did last week. I bought for the buy last week, and then that would give me prime position to buy again this week, right? In a swing trade. So if it does that, awesome. If it doesn't do that, it's okay, because what could happen is it could push down in here, go sideways for some time, and then continue its sell off. Okay, it could do that. There are multiple things that could happen, but again, y'all, we don't know verbatim or specifically what will happen. Only thing we can do is prepare for both the buy and the sell. All right, So I'm going to delete this. Let me delete this too. Coming up. Oh, wrong thing. Okay, so I'm going to remove this because I don't want to confuse myself either or anyone else. So as long as we know that we have the imbalance here and we're waiting on price to fill that, and I know for a fact that price is in this area. Price may go in this area. All right, so, and we saw that on 4 hour, we were having our sale. 1 hour is showing us the same thing. Price has been selling since Wednesday, right? Since Wednesday evening. Okay, just been a big old sale. Imbalance was filled here. This was a massive imbalance here. Okay, impulsive move. Imbalance was from here to here. This candle closed it out. That candle closed it out. Fill the imbalance. So now we back even. So looking at this, I would be, let me do this. I will be waiting on price to break and close, of course, below this previous day low. Okay. And if anything, price could close above here. Price could close above here for buy. Change this to white. So somewhere in Miami, price break and close above for buy. Okay. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure y'all can see like prices resisted here. It turned into support back here, right? So it went from support, 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 support to resistance. So if we see price come back up here again, then that would be like a form of resistance, right? If it comes back, then we could possibly see a buy. If not, it's okay. All right, break and close below here tell us we have a real deal sale. Okay. Um, And as you can see, this previous week low here, price was very active on this area. 1, 2, look at all these touches right here. How many pips is this? It's got to be over 100 pips. Yeah, 17. So we're looking at 78 pips. In this, that's a big move, but this is so short right here. So if I do from here to here, that's probably like 40. Oh no, oh no, okay. This 69, almost 70 pips. I'm doing this one right here, right here. That's gonna be one profit area for gold, for sale. Ah, ah. Okay, and then 1, 2. Let me put a line here and see. It looks like so much going on this line right here. Oh my gosh. It just look like a bunch. One. See, it don't really have that many touches though. 1, 2. This one has way more, looks like. Yeah, this one has 3. This 1, 2, 3, 4 actually. Okay. Mm, So it's actually like right below, right above. Oh my gosh. It's right above the previous week low here. And I'm thinking, Yeah, see, that's a 26 pip gap. I'm still gonna do it. I'm I'm gonna this is gonna be TP2. Cause gold, listen, it could do that so fast, y'all. So I got it. I could do the previous week low, but that's a 26 pip difference. And that's too big of a difference for me. You know what I'm saying? When I see that there's a bunch of touches before that, price could definitely touch this and then just bounce right back up. Could it pierce this and go here? Yeah, it could. But if you make this your take profit, just an example, and it pierces this, well, what is your spread? So if your spread is somewhat high, then you might not be closed out in profit here because you still have to pay back the broker for the amount that you put in, that they charge you to get in, which is your spread, right? So if your spread is pretty high, yeah, it might not close out, even if it touches this. It pierces through here and touches this, you probably won't close out in profit, but you very well could definitely close out in profit here if it pierces and touches here. Okay. Again, spread would determine that though. So that's the reason why I'm gonna make this the take profit too. Because that's too many touches for me to not use this as an area. And then you could probably use the top of this imbalance as another area. And even in here, like this is from the 4 hours. So I could even do this where this one closed because this is part of an imbalance within the imbalance. So see how this impulsive move here? This one is the top of it. So bam, that could be a take profit. And then the bottom of this, if you don't want to use the month high here, then you use the bottom of this. But again, I'm not going to do that because I'm going to use that one. So let me do, this is going to be 4 and that other one is going to be 3. I said this one going to be 4, the other one going to be 3. Okay. Now, there may be areas in between these two, in between this one and this one, and also between this one and this one. There may be areas in there. If you can find it, by all means, find you another area for potential profit because this is a bit of a large gap from here to here. It's definitely well over 100 pips. You know, yeah, I was about to say 200, so 187. So that's a very large gap. So you could use the top of this as a profit, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be something else in between that too. But my thing is 1 and 2 for sure. As a swing, I would love for it to come down here to this previous month high. Not even gonna lie, I would love for it to come down there before this month is out. I would love that. That would be awesome for it to come down here. Because that would mean that's a really good trade for me. That would be a really good trade for me, you know. So yeah, so there you go. So we have the buy above. Let me make this as let me see how many pips this may be though. Because if it's 50 or greater, then yeah, we in there. Yeah, so that's 60. And then I see a lot of activity here. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, and then you use the all-time high. Okay, so oh. Every time I hear this song, I think about when I first joined the Army and I was stationed at Fort Lee, Virginia. And they used to let us go to like this on post club or whatever. I can't remember the name of it to save my life right now. But we used to go there and they would play this every single time because that's when I first joined. Okay, so now we have the areas identified for the buy and also for the sell. So let me just do this just in case somebody needs the visual, right? Again, you only doing break, close, and retest if you're conservative. If you're aggressive, you're doing break and close above for this buy, right? If you're conservative, you're doing break, close, and retest below. If you're aggressive, you're doing break and close. Okay? You know who you are. You know what you like, what you don't like. So there's that. Now you can screenshot. All right. So now let's do the last one, which is SPX 500. I gotta fix this because, or update this because of how it played out today. So I already know. Let me change this to white for now. And then let me do, because I said I want to keep that because I want to see if price comes back to the area. Okay, so this is previous week high here. All right. And then previous week low coming up. Again, if this is helping you and you are loving it, make sure that you share this live stream with one or two new or current traders, right? Oh my gosh, I can't seem to get this because maybe this will help them out. Maybe this will answer some of the questions that they have. And also subscribe to the channel if you have not done so yet, as well as hit the notification bell. Okay, so the week for SPX 500 is actually showing the turnaround, like price is about to sell even more because the EMA here is kind of curving. So if this were to push back down and sell, yeah, we got our continuation for the sale. You know, um, if not, then yay, this is just massive pullback. You know what I'm saying? A big correction for the market, and we go back into the buy. That would be awesome too. Whichever one, as an investor, I wanted to go back up, of course. As an investor, I wanted to go back up because then my portfolio will be back in the green, 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 green. You know what I'm saying? However, as a trader, I'm fine either way if it buys or sells. Okay, so for the day, previous day here, um, let me delete all these because it don't look like we're gonna make it down to these areas right about now. Right about now. Okay, so previous day high is right here. And oh man, so this day and week is like literally on top of each other. They right next to each other. See if I can get this on here without taking it too high. There we go. All right, bet. So now I have the day. Let me just look at it though. So even with the SPS 500, the day is still showing sale, right? So now let's go to the 4 hour, and it may be time for me to update this. So I'm going to delete this because this is, oh, actually, oops, wrong button. Hey, and this one was out too. Oh, Black Rob. Whoa. Okay. Whoa. I know why I did that. I know why I did that. Because I went from the top, from the start of the sale, which is here, all the way down to this close down here. That's why. I'm not changing it. I'm leaving it. I'm just gonna make this a bit longer. So depending on what the market does, boom, and then it's an imbalance up here too. So it's an imbalance right in here with the um, supply zone. Jeez, had to think for a second. Mm, okay, so the 4 hour is not much of a difference from what we saw last week, because the buy hasn't really taken off like that. If it passes this, then yeah, okay, cool. If it don't, then oh well. All right, so let's go down to the 1 hour. Okay, so break and close above for the buy, and this is take profit one. So then let me do this, and I'm gonna do more than likely these are gonna be the sell areas. Mm, 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 mm. So that's over 300. Whoa. So it looks like even right here, because this is like a little slight imbalance here, a tiny one on the 1 hour. So I could even use that. Yeah, see, it's not showing a bunch, but it's showing right here. This is a slight imbalance. This is a huge imbalance here. That's a big one. So I'm going to use this on the hour at the where this could close the imbalance. I'm going to use this as an area break and close below for the sale. Mm, 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 mm. I keep doing that. Like I'm sitting here typing too fast. Break and close below for sale. For sale. This is probably the tightest one I've had in a while, where the break and close for the buy and the sale were like right by each other. And then I'm probably gonna look for another area in between here and here to update this. And so even here, like I can do this. This could be a take profit because it's right here. Whoa, whoa. I've been seeing all these TikToks with this boots on the ground. And now that song is stuck in my head. Oh my gosh. Dead wrong. Yo, Biggs, you're dead wrong. Biggs, you're dead wrong. Maybe if I go here, that don't look like much. Okay, so there's 1, 2. That one came there, 3, 4. All right, and it was resistance back here. All right, bet. So now we got at least 1, 2, 3, 4. You can find something in between here if you want to. I'm not about to do all of that though. So, oh my gosh, now I know I clicked the thing. Thank you. TP1 for sale. Yo, Biggs, you did wrong. All right, and there we go. So now I got 4 for the sale. Oops. And then I do the ones for the buy. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be something in between here, like at least 2 or 3 areas in between here. Got it going on. You did wrong. Your Biggs, you did wrong. Let's see. So this look like this is at the close and the open and the close. And price touched it 2 more times. It just couldn't keep going. So I use this one and did wrong. You did wrong. Let me see if it's something else back here. Oh yeah, price is way up there. Good grief. Okay, yeah. So that one was good too. And then I could find one more, quite possibly. And then that'll be 4 for the top, 4 for the bottom. I don't like that. Let's see if I can find one that has no, because that's only one. And that's only one. And that's like a form of sport. See if I can find some back here. Yo, Big, you did wrong. Got it going on. Yeah, see, this isn't showing me much of nothing. I wonder if this one is the one that has the one, and then it's another one back here. Let's see. Let's see. Was it this one? Oh, so it was support back there. So resistance back there and then support right there. None of them have really good spots, so I'll just take this one. Um, yeah, I'll take that one. All right. So now I have all the take profit points identified for that I want to identify. Let me rephrase that for the buy for this. So I'm gonna identify those. And then again, y'all, with anything that I share, y'all, you do not have to use what I use. You can look at it and be like, oh, I see why. Okay. But that may be too many pills for you because if you're scalping, you may be like, nah, that's a little too much, but I see what you got going on there. You may be a swing trader, be like, I don't need all of those. I see this is the area that I want to go to. Cool, got it. You know what I'm saying? Or you could use that and say, hey, I'm gonna put my stop loss and profit at this area. Okay. Or you could just say, no, I don't want to use yours at all. And I'm just gonna use my own areas. Again, that's your prerogative. Okay. That's your prerogative. Okay. So screenshot, screenshot. All right. So that's it. So we've done Gold, USD, JPY, and SPX 500. All three of those are marked up um, for this week. So hopefully all goes well and you can see what's happening in the market. Let's go ahead and wrap this up by closing this out. Again, if this helps you in any way, shape, or form, feel free to share. Sharing is caring, right? We don't want to hold on to stuff for ourselves. And especially if you have a bit of experience and you know someone who is curious about getting into trading, specifically in the forex market, like they really just don't want to spend that much money. First, they can start out here, just listening and then tuning into other people. But also, if they really want to see like what's some of the basic stuff that I need to know to get me started, and to help me to see if trading is indeed going to be for me. Y'all, I'm only charging $9.99 right now because I understand that the market is definitely beating some people up. People are losing jobs, you know, unfortunately, and there's a lot going on. So the best way to help people is to meet them where they are, and that's what the point of this is. So $9.99 until I say it's going to be different or God tells me otherwise. $9.99 right now for the FOREX starter kit. Okay, first is $49.99. That is a steal. So you can scan this QR code. You can send this to that person that is curious about trading. They're going to get 4 modules of trading basics, right? There's quizzes after each module, and there's trading reading material included. Plus, once you complete it, you get a certificate of completion because you've done something that plenty of people do not even take the time to do, and that's finish what they start. So that's why you'll get rewarded with a certificate of completion. Okay. So that is it. Our next live session will be on the 31st, the last Monday of this month, the last Monday of this quarter. is happening March 31st. We'll be here same time, 1 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Central, 10 a.m. Pacific, okay? West Coast folks, I know you're probably at work. East Coast folks, I know you're probably at work. Everybody, I know you're probably at work, but if you can, tune in, put your earbuds in if you can, take notes if you can. If you can't, watch the replay. Share this with someone so that way they can watch the replay if they missed today's live session. So that's it, y'all. I want to leave you out with my favorite quote, and that's from the legend. His name is Arthur Ashe, and he says, start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. Y'all have a wonderful week, and I'll see y'all next Monday. Let's get it. Let's go. Bye, y'all.